Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. First up, Los Angeles is handing out cash cards to families impacted by ICE raids. The application process is simple. Just prove you can't legally apply for anything else. Then, Biden admits that he didn't personally approve all those last-minute pardons. His administration ran on less direct communication than most people have with their Uber drivers. Next, billionaire Mark Cuban tells Democrats that their Trump sucks strategy is a loser. That's like telling a vegan to stop talking about being a vegan. It's their whole personality. And finally, liberals are mocking J.D. Vance for jogging at Disneyland. It's funny how the guys in miniskirts and fake eyelashes suddenly turn into Olympic sprinter coaches when a father jogs uphill. And finally, at the end, we're going to take a viewer question about whether the marijuana farm that was raided by ICE in California, about whether they were a donor to Gavin Newsome. Los Angeles is going to give cash cards to families, but only if they're here illegally. So if you're an American who needs help, you better start brushing up on your fake accent. LA Mayor Karen Bass announced Friday that the city would be giving cash to families affected by ICE raids because they couldn't go to work for fear of being arrested and deported. You know, I'm starting to think that Mayor Bass is running for the president of Honduras. Former President Biden has acknowledged in a new interview that he didn't agree to the name of every person who received pardons. How could he name every person he pardoned when he doesn't remember who they are? Emails from a January 19th meeting, the final night of Biden's presidency, show that he decided to issue preemptive pardons for family members just hours before leaving office. If it happened after 4 p.m., odds are it wasn't Biden, it was his Metamucil talking. After messages summarizing the meeting circulated among top Biden advisors, his chief of staff wrote in an email at 10:31 p.m., "I approve the use of the auto pen for the execution of all of the following pardons." Didn't he mean that then President Biden approved the use of the auto pen? Why would he say, "I approve the use of the auto pen"? Former Staff Secretary Stephanie Feldman operated the auto pen, processing the documents based on written confirmations that Biden has supposedly given the order. But most of the time, the assistants who drafted the written confirmations weren't actually in the room to hear Biden give the orders, according to the New York Times. The Biden White House, where presidential pardons had less oversight than a McDonald's drive-thru. Mark Cuban tried to tell Democrats that hating President Trump is not a winning strategy for them.
It's just Trump sucks. That's the underlying, thought of everything the Democrats do. Trump sucks. Trump says, the sky is blue. Trump sucks. That's not the way to win. It's just not, because it's not about Trump. It's about the people of the United States of America and what's good for them.
Mark Cuban said that Democrats need to stop running on Trump sucks, which is fair. After 8 years, even porn stars get tired of faking enthusiasm. The libs are losing it over this clip of J.D. Vance jogging at Disneyland. I guess libs can't recognize the most common man behavior in existence. The dad jog at a theme park. Now that's because Democrat dads can't jog. Those tampons are snug, but not sprint-proof. On Friday, I did a video about a marijuana farm in California getting raided by ICE, and Gavin Newsome went ballistic, and then later they found out that there were some minors working there. Well, on that video, I had a number of people commenting about we'd heard that this marijuana farm was a big donor of Newsome. Here's one of the comments. I think this was from Instagram, maybe, or YouTube. Sorry if it wasn't. It says here, the owner of the farm was a pretty big donor of his too. And then someone, I think this was on Instagram, said, plot twist, the owner is a huge Newsome donor. There were a lot of comments like that. So I thought probably the most common comment was, Newsome is a douchebag or something similar. But this was one that kind of asked a question. So I spent a little bit of time researching this to see what I could find. And the information I found was that the co-founder, this Graham Farrar, the co-founder of this Glass House Brands. I think the marijuana farm was called Glass House or Glass House Brands. The articles had said that he had donated $10,000 to Gavin Newsome. But I had two different sources, so let's open up this Daily Caller one first. So this is from the Daily Caller, and it says here that Farrar donated $10,000 to Newsome's 2018 gubernatorial campaign, according to California campaign finance records. So that was one of the sources, and then if we look at the other one, which was Fox, and then the quote on Fox is, according to California public campaign finance records, he also donated $10,000 to Gavin Newsome in 2018. That is that co-founder, president, and board director, Graham Farrar. I guess the name of that is Glass House Farms. I may have misspoke earlier and said Glass House Brands or something, but it says here the president of Glass House Farms in this article. So I did confirm that they look like this guy was a donor to Gavin Newsome along the lines of about $10,000. So anyway, I do appreciate your comments. Please continue to put those on my videos. We do look through all of them, and then I'll try to start picking some and sharing those in some of these videos. And some of you may have noticed I did try a different technique last week about my YouTube videos. I had people telling me that I should break them up separately instead of putting them together because of the YouTube algorithm and your SEO and all this stuff. So I thought I'd try it for a week, and it went horribly wrong. From what I'm hearing, I think YouTube was showing about a third of my videos that it normally does. So it did not go well, and I won't do that again. Okay, thanks for watching Headlines. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.